It's here. Gentlemen, it's here. I haven't opened it up yet. I am so excited to open it up, show you, give it to Matt, and we're gonna do that today because I'm so excited that I'm able to do this that I wanted to share the experience. So here's the whole reason behind this. I am giving one of my employees a watch, a Rolex watch. Why am I doing that? Well, there are a few reasons. Number one, I am somebody that understands the value of good people. The thing you got to understand, in today's world, everybody is trying to squeeze every ounce of profit out of a company that they can. But the truth is that you can't do it alone. You better not be doing it alone. If you're doing it by yourself, it means you're probably not growing or you're micromanaging everything. And so for me, it was very apparent early on that I needed help with Pete and Pedro. When it started, the business started, I basically was fulfilling orders out of my spare bedroom. And it was like that for a year or two. And it was cool at first. I would come home every day and I would pack my orders and then I would take it to the post office and I would send them and it started to grow, right? The first order was the first day was a few units and then it grew. And year number one, I did $30,000 in sales. Fast forward, year number two, $60,000. It amped up and I was still trying to do YouTube, and it was early days YouTube, and my wife would come home from work and we would both then start, packing orders, and I knew that I needed help. And so I decided after 2 years, all right, it's time for me to go and do something and bring somebody on to help me. And so I ended up finding this location, my office building that I've mentioned before. And then I was like, okay, I need somebody to help me fill orders, but I can't pay them a ton. It's limited work. And so there was a friend of mine, Matt, that I've known for a really, really, really long time, probably over 20 years. Actually, it has been. I've known him for over 20 years. And he was kind of in between careers. He was doing development, and then the recession happened and the collapse of the housing market. And so it was just starting to come back a little bit. And I said to him, I go, hey, are you interested possibly in helping me? If so, maybe come to the office every day and fill orders and I'll pay you, a daily fee in order to come here. And then I'll pay you a per package, fee. He said, yes. He said, sure, I would love to. And so he came every day, and then we needed a little more help because I was filming videos, I was working on the Alpha M thing, and I needed him and somebody else to help fulfill orders. On a Monday, we'd have 100 orders. And this at the time was huge. Over the years, it's grown to, this year we'll do, a little over $10 million. But when we started early days, it was small still. And so then I basically saw somebody else that I knew from the gym. I knew that he basically just stopped working at this Publix. It's a supermarket. So I said to him, hey, would you be interested in coming in, 2 to 3 hours a day? This is what I can pay you. And he said yes. And this dude his name was Metodi or Met. He goes by Met now. And so he was kind of employee number 2. Well, Matt was employee number 1. Technically, my assistant Debbie who's been with me for literally 20 years, was employee 1. But in terms of Pete and Pedro, Matt was employee number 1. Debbie also helps me and works with Pete and Pedro, which I'll get back to in a second. But anyway, we went to one of our holiday parties. Each year we have a holiday party, and typically we'll go to some steakhouse. Well, I guess it was year number 5 that Pete and Pedro was in business. At this point, we had a few, full-time employees, not full-time, it was kind of part-time / full-time. We went to the steakhouse. It was called Bones. And actually, technically, I guess it was just Matt and Matt at that point. And so I had 2 employees plus Debbie. And so we went to the steakhouse Bones. It's been around since the 70s. And it is a classic staple of Atlanta culinary dining experiences, right? Bones, it's a steakhouse. It's awesome. And it's been around for a long time. Well, when we were there eating for the company party, it was the holiday party for Pete and Pedro. I think it was, like I said, year number 5. I started noticing that all these servers had Rolex watches on. And then I looked and the cook had a Rolex watch. And the maitre d' that came and cleared his plates, he had a Rolex watch. And so I asked the waiter, I said, hey, why does everybody have a Rolex watch? And he said, well, the owners give all employees at year number 10 years of service, they give everybody a Rolex watch. And so I must have had a glass of wine or two. But I said, you know what? That is awesome. I love that. And so I said, after that meal, I said, here's the deal, guys. We're doing something. here's the thing we're gonna do. After 10 years of service at Pete and Bejo, I wanna buy you a Rolex watch. Everybody was like, this is awesome, right? Because it's awesome. Now, why would I wanna do that? When I could just keep this money and it's basically coming out of my profit and all that. Why would I do something like that? The answer is pretty simple. I can't do this alone, and I value every single person that helps me every single day. We are a family. And it's a way for me to show, it's a small token of appreciation, just to let people know, hey, I love you, I appreciate everything you've done, and I just want to say thank you. And so the other day, it was last week, my assistant Debbie sent me a message, said, hey, it's Matt's 10-year anniversary. And I was in bed when I got it, and I'm like, crap. I know what I said in 10 years, but we got to do it. And so I basically wasn't sure, like, how do I do this? Because you can't just walk into like a store and buy a Rolex watch. But I have bought a few watches off of Chrono 24. I know how to do it. I'm going to pay a little bit more, but whatever. And so I went on that night while I'm laying in bed, and I figured out, okay, so for a basic, like a classic men's watch, Rolex, like a Submariner. A new one, because I don't want it to be all beat up. I want it to be as new as possible. I'm gonna spend around like $15,000 to get one on the pre-owned market. Technically it's new, but whatever, it's considered to be pre-owned. And so I went in the next day, and this was last week, and I said, Matt, congratulations, it's time to pick out your watch. And so I basically explained how to go on Chrono 24 and how to sort them, how to find it. I said, hey, here's your budget, $15,000. If you want a watch that's more expensive than that, you pay the difference, but I want to give you $15,000 for a watch. And so later that night, Matt sent me the link, and it was to this watch, and I negotiated with the seller, and it has arrived, and I want to show it to you. I haven't actually looked yet. And so I'm really excited. We're gonna go give this to him in a second, but all right, let me turn the camera. All right, so here it is, right? Take it out. Boom. Oh, wow, she is beautiful. Gentlemen, you are looking at a blue dial or blue face Rolex Yachtmaster, a classic watch. All right, the oyster bracelet, it's got some plastic on it. We'll let Matt unwrap that, but there it is. It is absolutely beautiful. Wow. Gosh, it is so beautiful. This is incredible. And I hope he likes it. I love that he went with the Yachtmaster. I love the bezel. I love the blue face. And that's one of the things, right? Watches are one of those things, in my opinion, that really is symbolic, right? A lot of times people will buy them to symbolize something. And so this is a way for me to kind of just mark the moment in time. I never thought that I would have an employee or a team member for 10 years, but it's here, and it's amazing. The interesting thing is that I've got another one, Matodi. He started like 3 months after Matt, and so I'm going to be buying him another one, or I should say I'm going to be buying another Rolex here in another 3 months. Just got to make sure it's polished. All right, put it back. So what do you say? You want to go give it to him? Let's go. Here it is.
Holy shit.
10 years.
The fuck? You gotta be kidding me.
Nope, it's here. Don't rip it. Don't rip it.
Oh, I'm not ripping.
Okay, just open it up, baby.
Wow.
Lift that up. Yep, there you go.
Oh. Wow, look at that. Look at that, look at that, look at that.
Oh, man.
Holy shit.
You're okay.
Thank you very much. This is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I want to see it on. 20 minutes later, he's still trying to unwrap the plastic from this watch. We'll get it, though. We'll get it. So what do you think?
Unbelievable. This is
that is amazing.
truly amazing. Truly amazing.
Thank you for everything, brother.
Thank you.
Oh. Anyway, guys, thought it would be fun just to show you. Super exciting. It's a beautiful watch, and hopefully everybody here gets one, because if they do, that means that they are still rocking and rolling with Pete and Pedro. And when it comes to team members, treat them like family, take care of them, and they're going to help you achieve amazing things. Guys, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to do that. And also, if you haven't checked out the White Label Empire, I'm going to link it down below. I'm going to help you start a business if you're interested. Until next time, gentlemen, take care.